Welcome back to What's Trending live from South by Southwest Interactive, everyone. We are coming to you live from the Samsung Blogger Lounge in Austin, Texas, where all the action is. And right now, I'm talking to some amazing people today. And my next guest today is Yael Cohen, who has a nonprofit called letsfcancer.com. It's F Cancer, but for more info, go to letsfcancer.com. She's really bringing awareness about cancer to the next generation, which are a lot of the people watching right now. So please welcome Yael Cohen. Let's talk about how this all got started, because you've really created such a movement with your organization and all the work you've done.
You know, it all started very organically. It started almost 4 years ago, I guess. October's 4 years, when my mom got diagnosed with breast cancer. So from there, I made her a t-shirt that said F Cancer, much more explicitly, and she wore it everywhere. And people's responses were really what ignited what the movement is today.
And so from there, though, you had this kernel of an idea, which so many people have in this space. They want to start a movement, a nonprofit, but how do you create that into something that's real?
You know what, a hell of a lot of work.
Yeah.
Hell of a lot of awesome people helping you figure it out along the way. You know, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew nobody was doing it. And we figured out along the way the best tools to get there.
And what, in its essence, what are you doing? Because a lot of people might say, okay, is it just like a cool slogan? Like, what are you really doing? And when people donate to the cause, what are they getting?
You know, so we started with this foundation of early detection.
Yeah.
And the idea was that I was 22 when I started this. I couldn't get people to, you know, I couldn't tell people what to do. I wasn't a doctor, and I was a kid, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
So I was going to give them more than I asked for, and I was going to teach them how to look for cancer instead of just find it, because 90% of cancers are curable in stage 1.
Yeah.
And so from that, we've really built and grown this unbelievable community. And along the way, we've listened to what they wanted and needed and told us, and we've grown and maneuvered with the community. So this year, we layered on some really important components. The first was prevention.
Yeah.
So the idea that what you put into and do with your body directly affects your overall health. Pretty simple. And the second was actually the most powerful thing we've done. And when we launched this new material on the website, we had an 11,000% increase in traffic.
What was the new material?
It was communication. It was the stuff nobody talks about. You know, how do you tell your mom you have cancer? How do you support your best friend who has cancer? Do you have to tell your boss? What does a biopsy feel like?
Yeah.
It was just the human stuff. We treat you, you know, you get cancer and all of a sudden you go from being a human to a patient. And we're going to talk to you like I'm going to talk to my mom. We're going to explain what's happening, not just to your body, but to your mind and soul and relationships. And that small kind of shift created an exponential growth for us, and the community really, really resonated with it.
And you also had some really interesting and great outspoken proponents for the cause and celebrities who have come out and supported you. A lot of people, once again, might ask, like, how do you get people like that to support what you're doing in a real way? Because there's so many causes out there these days that they're, you know, asked to be part of.
You know, the biggest thing is transparency and accountability.
Yeah.
Honesty. Like, we have a really raw, honest brand, if you can't tell from our name.
Yeah.
And we've been really lucky with people approaching us and wanting to be involved in it, because we're letting them interact and engage with a really serious topic in a different way and have an instant impact. You know, our generation likes to see our impact now. It's instant gratification. And the 40 years and billions of dollars to fund research and a cure sometimes doesn't work with us. We want to see what we're doing. We want to feel it. And so if we can do something that's patient-centric and that we can see our impact, it's been a lot easier to get people involved that way.
Yeah. How have you used social media to get the word out and create real action?
You know, we are obviously youth-focused. When you talk to the youth, you have to go where they are, which is online. You have to speak their language, which is humor, wit, and edge.
Yeah.
So we've gone to, you know, various social platforms and engaged our users there. And sometimes we'll build our own. Sometimes we'll repurpose existing ones. But it's about letting people have their own conversation. We bring people with a shared experience together, but we don't then define what their experience together will be now. Mm-hmm. And I think that's been one of the most successful things we've done, because we don't tell you what to think or feel or do. We let you tell us what you're thinking or feeling or doing.
And tell us some of like the crazy case studies or success stories that have come out of it, or reactions that you've had that really surprised you.
We've had some, I mean, firstly, all of it has been one hell of a ride. I can say it's been crazy from one day to the next and 1 year to the next. We launched a campaign last year called the Cancer Talk.
Yeah.
Where we wanted kids to talk to their parents about cancer, find out your family history, your risk factors, the earliest warning signs, the stuff we just don't talk about. And a lot of them were like, oh man, that's awkward. Like, I don't know how to start that conversation. So we built a campaign for them, and we reverse engineered it from the most awkward conversations we'd all had, which was the sex talk. And so the idea was your parents sat you down for the sex talk, they loved you, they cared about you, they wanted to keep you safe. Now it's your turn to sit them down for the cancer talk. And we had celebrity sex videos, as we called them.
Who are the celebrity sex videos from? I want to know that.
There were many of them, and they were actually the celebrities talking about the sex talk that their parents gave them. So, the awkward, funny, ridiculous, uncomfortable
Like,
talk.
I know you have Adrienne Grenier as one person.
Adrienne Grenier, Sophia Bush, Wilmer Valderrama, Kesha, Perez Hilton. The list goes on.
He must have many awkward sex talks with different people.
We had some of them that I was like, I can't use that. That's filthy.
And so you use that to really engage an audience and a community around another discussion that's probably much harder for people.
It was just giving them a tool to have a conversation they didn't know how to have. And so from that, our first week alone, the numbers were pretty crazy. I think 55 million in the first week in terms of, which again is impressions, and you have to look at that and say how many people saw it versus how many people did what we wanted them to do. But it was a win in our books, and we had crazy stories from the community finding, their parents finding things and lives being saved, and those moments where you sit down and you're like, we did that.
That's amazing. So for all the young people watching today and people here who create campaigns and initiatives of their own, like, what do you want people to get out of what you're doing, and what tips, like, when people get off of this live stream today, what do you want them to do?
Talk to your parents.
Yeah.
Talk to your parents. Find out what your family history is. Know what the cancers you're at highest risk for, but also know how to talk about it, because cancer is going to affect us all at some point in our life, and we have to learn how to really support each other and talk about it in a much more real way than we're currently doing.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you.
very admirable what you've done. Check her out. letsfcancer.com. Be part of the movement right now. Thank you so much, Yael. I so appreciate it.